Joining us live Tuesday, Rainn Wilson and his search for the happiest places on Earth as the host of the Geography of Bliss. Tuesday at 7 a.m. on the KTLA 5 Morning News.
Now on the KTLA Morning News at 9, moments after a man pulled into his Northridge driveway, someone jumped out of another vehicle and shot at him. The terrifying ordeal captured on the man's doorbell cam, and he's offering a cash reward to find the shooter.
Political powerhouse Gloria Molina being remembered this morning as a champion for Angelenos for more than 3 decades. More on the passing of the former supervisor, council member, and state legislator.
And what you need to know before hitting the road this coming Memorial Day weekend, the new prediction by AAA that may have you rethinking your travel plans.
All right, good morning. There's some rain coming down in the foothills of the mountains, and in the upper desert areas. We talked about this with a thick marine layer and also monsoonal flow. It's going to be quite light in most areas, but if you're heading right now from Victorville to Lancaster along the 14, you might be experiencing some of that rain. Overcast in Long Beach. It's going to take a little while for the coastal areas to clear out, but they should by, let's say, mid-afternoon. Other areas clearing out by mid-morning. 67 coastal, downtown Los Angeles 76, 87 degrees San Fernando Valley. High Desert 94, Inland Empire 91, and Orange County Inland up to 80. Jessica, back to you.
Mark, thank you. We are following a developing story in South LA this morning. 3 people were hurt overnight when a stolen vehicle pursuit ended in a fiery crash. KTLA's Aaron Myers live outside of LAPD's Newton Division with the latest. Aaron, good morning.
Good morning, Jess. The 3 that were injured included the suspect, and we know that the suspect vehicle crashed into another vehicle. That vehicle caught on fire, and after that crash, you could see the LAPD approaching the suspect. In the video, you can see officers walking up to the suspect vehicle and to a man lying on the ground. Officers had their guns drawn. You can see them look inside the suspect's vehicle. They were also seen handcuffing that suspect. Now, the video shows first responders also helping at least one other person who is thought to be a victim from the other vehicle. The crash happened around 12:15 this morning on the 300 block of East Slauson near San Pedro Street. The pursuit started just a minute before that on the 1000 block of South Central. Officers were in pursuit of a stolen vehicle when the suspect vehicle crashed into another car. That car caught on fire. At this time, the LAPD can confirm that 3 people were transported to the hospital, including the suspect. The other 2 transported were in the car that was hit. Now, back here live, we are told the suspect and those 2 victims are said to be in stable condition. No officers were hurt in this pursuit or crash. Reporting live here in South Los Angeles, I'm Aaron Myers. I'll send it back to you both in the studio.
Aaron, thank you for that. Happening today, 7 CHP officers are scheduled to be arraigned in connection with the death of a man who died in their custody. A warning here, the video you're about to see may be distressing to some viewers based on the outcome of this incident. Those officers are being charged with involuntary manslaughter and assault under the color of authority. A registered nurse also charged with involuntary manslaughter. In March of 2020, 38-year-old Edward Braunstein was pulled over on suspicion of DUI. Prosecutors say Braunstein initially refused to let the officers draw his blood, but then complied after officers pushed and pinned him to the ground while being handcuffed. Braunstein repeatedly told the officers that he could not breathe before he became unresponsive. Officers attempted to revive him, but he was later pronounced dead. Last week, the state agreed to a $24 million civil settlement.
Former LA County Supervisor Gloria Molina has died. She's being remembered as a trailblazing politician and activist. KTLA's Eric Spillman in the newsroom now with more on her life, her legacy. Eric, good morning.
Morning, Jessica. In March, Gloria Molina announced that she was fighting terminal cancer. She wrote on Facebook that she was not sad. She said, "I've lived a long, fulfilling, and beautiful life." She lost her battle yesterday. She died at her home in Mount Washington at the age of 74. Gloria Molina had her own unique style. While she was on the Board of Supervisors, the meetings were entertaining. She asked tough questions. The LA Times described her style as direct, abrasive, rude, and unrelenting. She was both revered and feared because she wanted to make sure her constituents, the taxpayers, got their money's worth.
Here are some of the things that some of these deputies have done. It is shameful.
Molina had a lifetime of firsts. She was the first Latina to be elected to the California State Assembly, the first to serve as an LA City Council member, and the first to be elected to the County Board of Supervisors. She kept that position for 23 years. Her district included Koreatown, the Pico Union, East LA, and the San Gabriel Valley. She grew up in Pico Rivera and attended Cal State LA, where she got involved in the Chicano movement. That is what launched her political career. She believed in lifting economic barriers and fighting for people who did not have a voice. Many of the parks and bike trails in East LA were a result of her efforts. She also lobbied for cultural centers, medical facilities, and help for refugees living in LA. She pushed for the Metro rail line to be extended to the east side. There's a Gold Line station named after her in East LA. And she battled polluters like the Exide battery recycling plant in southeastern LA County and other companies that built dangerous factories in poor areas. In 2014, Molina retired from public service. She enjoyed making colorful quilts as a hobby. I spoke via Zoom this morning to Leticia Buckley, CEO of La Plaza de Cultura y Artes. It's a Latino museum and cultural center in downtown LA that Molina helped to create.
I think her biggest achievement is how much people respect and love her. I mean, she did really wonderful things. La Plaza de Cultura y Artes is an example of it, Grand Park. But aside from the
says in a statement, it takes courage to be the first woman in the room, and Gloria was the first woman and first Latina in nearly every room she was in. She didn't just make space